Hi friends! It's been a while since I posted a video. And that's because we moved! Yeah, a lot of people do it. Fortunately, I was able to find a new workshop. So I'm going to be spending my time and kind of showing everybody how I put my workshop together. It's not bad. It's about 20 by 20. It's got a really big door in the front. It has some electricity to it, a little bit of lighting. I'm going to change a lot of that. But I'm going to go through the different projects that I make in order to turn this into my functioning kind of workshop thing. The cool part about this workshop is that it's attached to a house. And we actually like the house too. So, I guess you'd call it a garage. But you know, it's a workshop. So step one is going to be building a long workbench across this back wall here. Now I like to build my legs with 3 2x4s sandwiched together. But it only works if you put a 1/2 inch spacer in between. Kind of like if you were building a header above a door or a window. This allows me to do some really nice things as far as setting them apart so that I can lay in the cross members. So let's cut up some wood. And I use the 2x4 to get the thickness so that I can cut out the 1/2 inch piece of OSB. Now the layout of each leg isn't too difficult. You glop on some glue, spread it out, put your 1/2 inch spacer in, and now you're going to start putting in the different pieces. The first one here you see is a 5 inch piece, and that's down by the foot so I can put a lower cross brace in across. I drive some screws in here to hold it all together, although the glue is going to do most of the holding. You can use nails. I just find that I like screws. Then this next one is about 25 inches long, if I'm not mistaken. Now you notice I put a spacer in there between it and the next one. That way, my cross member fits perfectly in there, and that's just a 2x4 little piece there that I have there. I turn it on its side, and I add another foot on the side. And then some more glue and another middle piece. I think these make a really strong leg. For this project I had to make 12 of these legs. You have to remember to make half of them the opposite way, and you'll see that in a second here. See how they kind of have to go around? So make sure you're careful when you're putting them together. Then you just put the 2 legs together, and you'll see this next piece. This was just a 24 inch piece. Pops right in, a couple of screws, one on the top, and you've got half your table legs done. Then you just keep working around. I'm adding my next legs. Actually, these are side braces, and that's a top brace there for this particular small workbench. This one is going to be holding my radial arm saw. Checking for square is always a good idea. And now you see the second set of legs just kind of pops in there. More screws. Some I just screw and others I screw and glue. I tend to not glue the ones going across so that I can take it apart in case I ever need to. In case we're moving again. And here you go. You got the first table. I
cleaned up the bottoms a little bit, put on some little feet, cut a piece of plywood for the top, and I've got a small little workbench there, just the right size for an ancient radial arm saw. Now, part of being the thrifty woodworker is reusing things that you've had before. My wife bought me this dentist workbench about 20 years ago, and it sat out in our old garage, and it kind of rotted at the bottom. So here I'm cutting off the very bottom of it, and this is nice oak stuff. And then I'm going to be replacing the bottom with just some more of the 2x4 sandwiched in with some particle board to hold it all together. These already had drawers. It works really well. And I'm going to put it in between my radial arm saw and my chop saw. And there's actually two of these, and there's a middle drawer too. It's kind of a nice way of reusing some stuff. Never be afraid to reuse someone else's stuff if it fits. Now, because it's a garage, the floor isn't quite flat, so I spent a lot of time leveling everything out. And that's kind of what you get there. I then measured the middle drawer that I'm putting in, and that's going to be the size of the platform that I need for the chop saw. So I've made a little chop saw thingy there, clamped it all together. The chop saw happens to be 3.5 inches high, which is the exact height of a 2x4. So that's why I have the 2x4s clamped above there as guides, so that hopefully everything ends up level. And then I just cut another top. Screw this in. Now you see a little space in the back there. I'm leaving that because I'm planning on putting some cords and some other 2x4s back there as kind of a backer, and probably some pegboard. And hey, it turned out level. That's kind of nice. I built another small workbench over to the right. This one I left the front open because I have a job box I'm putting underneath it. And then I had to cut a giant piece of plywood in half. I don't have my table saw yet, so I used my little Rockwell saw, which I got off Facebook Marketplace. I love that little thing. It's very convenient, very easy to use. Here I am building some more legs. Got a little visit from my shop partner. But you can see how simple those legs go together. And then I built the table on the other side of the chop saw. This one ended up being just a little bit high, so I had to take my plane and go through that for a couple of minutes. And so here you have my finished workbench across the back wall. I end up with about 9 feet to the left of the chop saw and 7 or 8 feet to the right of the radial arm saw. So I can pretty much fit most pieces in there. The plan is to put pegboard up above there for some more tool storage. Down below here is where I'm going to store my kind of occasional tools. And so I'm going to be installing in the next episode, teaser alert, this lovely shop vise. This bench vise I picked up also on Facebook Marketplace, and I'm excited about restoring that. Thanks for watching.